There we go. All set up and ready. Thanks. Thanks for joining. So I'm going to be looking at some new stuff from Sweetwater, seeing what new gear is available in 2025. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about each piece of gear. And yeah, so we're going to get right started. Now, Sweetwater does have the best customer service I think I've ever seen on any website. So if you do want to buy any of this gear, then definitely look at Sweetwater. So all you're going to do is just hit the what's new tab right up here at the top. That's going to bring you to literally all the stuff that's like brand new. Let's see. So we got a drum machine, a sampling drum machine. So that's pretty cool actually. I mean, uh-huh. All right. Just double checking. Let's see. Yeah, so it's a drum sampling drum machine. Now Behringer makes some good stuff. Some people give Behringer some hate for being a cheap um, company. I don't believe that. Behringer makes some great stuff, and they do make it for cheap. So I'm glad that somebody is, because some stuff is like it's super expensive. Wow. So you have a voice out. So that's you have an out for each individual voice, which is kind of impressive, honestly. Triggers out, sing, MIDI. The MIDI is a good thing to have. Main output. Okay, so I guess you could. Cool. Now, what I use is an Akai MPK Mini. It's a little MIDI keyboard and drum pad. Another Behringer. Now, this is a synth, which a synth would be nice to have. I don't know if I'm willing to pay $600 for a synth, but and why does it have a keypad on it? That's interesting. So yeah, bunch of controls. Was that 49 key? Yeah. Pitch and modulation, octave up, octave down, all that good stuff like you should have in a keyboard. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know if I'd be willing to spend $600 at least right now, since I'm in just a small home studio. Maybe one day I want to have a bigger home studio. Now the Nord stuff is like extremely extremely expensive. Yeah, so $4,000 for an organ. Now I get that it does have a lot of different controls of voices and stuff like that. Two 61 key keyboards. I mean that's pretty impressive. OLED display. What? Okay, there's a Look at this. Tiny little display right here. I wouldn't even believe that that's OLED, honestly, at first glance. I mean, I guess it is what they say. Wireless quad transmitter. It's not bad. Stupid expensive. Obviously, that is. Wow. I get that a lot of this is expensive. Gibson custom 1923 mandolin master model reissue. When you see Gibson custom, you know it's gonna be expensive. F style mandolin, red spruce top, maple back and sides, maple neck, and ebony fingerboard. Wow, that is expensive. So you can go in here and look at the finishes and different stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Um, ADD to DA converter. That's $3,000. So this is like a 64 channel digital mixer. 64 channel. It has 16 faders. Looks like. It's outputs. Channels. It says technically 64 inputs and lines. A fader, 17 faders. Okay. But most of this is done virtually, which is pretty cool. But for me, it's not useful right now. This is the Behringer Centaur overdrive, based on the Klon overdrive. Yeah, so you have output, treble, and gain. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I know the Klon itself is like really expensive for an overdrive pedal. If you look at them on like Reverb, they're like $500. So I mean, they're like extremely expensive. So I'm glad that Behringer was able to make one for a much better price at $70. DJ system, digital mixer, some more mixer stuff, bunch of pedals, and honestly, I've thought about getting a Focusrite Scarlett for some recording stuff, but it's just I'm too much of a PreSonus fan. I love, as you can see right here, I use PreSonus for all my recording stuff, and it's uncomparable. I love how much user friendly it is. It's just I haven't found anything that's as good. And as long as I have a computer, I'm sticking with PreSonus. I do want to eventually. I'm still using Studio One 6. I want to get Pro 7 soon. It's got some really good features. Mixer. Personal, like this is like a digital in-ear mixer, which is impressive. I've actually used a digital personal mixer before for in-ears. And they're actually really cool because if say you're the bass player and you need to hear like the drums more dominant over the mix, then you can just turn up the drums in your in-ear mix and it won't affect anything else. I've heard really good things about the Boss Katana amps. Honestly, didn't know that they came in just a 10-watt version. Just, I guess that'd be nice if you had a rechargeable battery. Okay, yeah. So if you're doing small gigs or something like that, like around town, or just playing like on the sidewalk or something like that, yeah, I could see that being a good amp. I'm not the biggest fan of smaller amps. If you saw my amp collection, you could definitely tell that because all my amps are at least a 1x12, which is pretty decent. Boss Multi Effects, Atom Audio, 3.5-inch power studio monitors, which I've seen people who like these. I've seen people who don't. I would have to get my hands on them to try it really. But I have monitors, which again they're PreSonus. Multi Effects, another Focusrite Scarlett. That's the 4 input on the front, which is pretty nice. Tonex, polyphonic synthesizer. That's pretty impressive. So for those of you who don't know, monophonic is one note at a time. Polyphonic would be multiple notes at a time. So like if you're playing, say, a keyboard and you hold down like C, then that would be monophonic. But if you hold down C and D, that would be polyphonic. So a polyphonic synthesizer allows you to hold multiple notes. When a lot of modern synths I've seen almost always monophonic. I could be just looking at different ones that are, the wrong ones or whatever. But anyway, see, this is what I don't get. I was looking at some of these earlier. Yeah, 8-inch powered studio monitor, $400 each. Yeah. I don't really get that, because like I understand you want to charge money for it, obviously, but $400 per speaker, and you would need two if you ever even dreamed of doing stereo. That's kind of insane to me. The monitors I have are PreSonus Iris 3.5, I think. It was like $80 for the pair. So I mean, it's pretty hard to beat that. Scroll back up here a little bit. Now this is something I've been interested in for a while, is a PRS piezo guitar. I think they're pretty cool. Yeah, so basically it has, if I remember correctly, it has two outputs. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. There's like one output jack and then another. And then there's a whole big space right here where the battery would go. And yeah, so basically you have your magnetic pickups. These are just, I think they're Alnico 5 humbuckers. But then you have piezo pickups under the saddles of each string, which I think you have 2 volumes and a tone. I think that's the wiring on these guitars. So you'll have like one master volume for the magnetic pickups and one master volume for the piezo, and then a tone to run both of those. So you can blend it however you want. And honestly, putting it in the piezo pickup makes it sound fully acoustic, which is pretty cool. The one I'm looking at is Cobalt Smoke Burst, which is like it's like a teal fades out to black. It looks really good. A bunch of plugins, a Behringer fuzz pedal, another Focusrite Scarlett, positive grid, the Spark Mini, drum machine pedals, DJ controllers, 18-inch subwoofer, active subwoofer, $3,000. That's it's a little more than I want to pay, just being honest. This Washburn acoustic looks pretty good to me. I like the way the grain looks on it. It's kind of a washed out, muddy look. I don't know how to really explain that. These are the headless Schecters, which are pretty cool. Yeah, here's a better picture of it. Yeah, I mean, it's fully headless. You can see there's no headstock, and you just like clamp the strings into this I guess nut piece or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and then you have this specialty bridge that is also a trem system. Looks like, yeah, 2-point trem, and then you tune the guitar from there. So I've often looked at a Strandberg just because I think they kind of look cool, but I don't want to put up that much money when I'm not sure if I like a headless guitar or not. Because a Strandberg, I think baseline is like $1,800, I think. So they're pretty expensive. I remember seeing this. This is a good looking Les Paul. Translucent ebony burst. So it's like a really dark grayish black with kind of blacked out hardware. I guess I don't know, like gunmetal or whatever. Grover tuners. Yeah, Grover tuners. Of course, you got the classic studio headstock. And see, this is one of my big pet peeves when it comes to Gibson guitars. Is you see this really good guitar, $2,000, which is a lot of money, especially if you have to work for a long time to get it. $2,000, and it comes with a gig bag and not a hard shell case. That's insane to me. I think you should be able to get a hard shell case for $2,000. A bunch more plugins, which if you're interested in plugins, I'll show you the ones I use in some other video. If that's something you're interested in, leave a comment or whatever you want to do. Um, some more powered monitors. See, that's more normal. $300 for the pair. That's actually somewhat reasonable. Roland V drums. I'm not a big fan of V drums. I know some people are going to hate on that. I prefer Alesis over Roland. The Alesis Strike Pro is better than any V drums I've ever played. It's just my personal preference. The Martin Sweetwater Select. That's a pretty good looking guitar for a basic like spruce top acoustic. Got the Cobalt Burst and the Les Paul Yamaha Dreadnought. I'm not fully sure what's going on here. Drumhead pack. Clear bass batter head and 14-inch snare batter head. Okay, so it's a bass head, an EMAD bass head, and then HD dry snare head. So that's kick and snare, pretty basic. That makes more sense now. It looked like maybe a snare head and then like a rototom head or something like that. I was a little confused. Bunch of headphones. That's a pretty good looking black Martin. Taylor acoustic. SJC drums. I've heard good things about SJC. I've never played them because I don't think they sell them at Guitar Center regularly unless they're like used. D'Angelico. I do like D'Angelico guitars. I've played a couple, and they're a good mix between, I'd say, maybe a Gibson and a Gretsch guitar. I mean, I think they're very comfortable guitars, and especially when they're the semi-hollow body. And I love a guitar with a Bigsby. I've always liked that feel of a Bigsby. Analog, semi-modular analog synth. So semi-modular. That's interesting. I usually only see modular and then non-modular. So that's actually kind of cool. Some more Les Pauls, which Les Pauls are just expensive in general. I don't remember for sure the price of the cheapest Les Paul on Sweetwater, but it's not like it's over $1,000. Right, electric guitars. That's seriously just click acoustic. I gotta go back now. There we go. Oh my gosh. I think it's glitching. Okay, stop moving. Okay, I made sure I clicked on electric. Okay, I made it. Solid body. Yeah, so we have some Les Pauls here. Go to Gibson, click on Gibson. There we go. Yeah, low to high. Yeah, that's not a Les Paul, that's an SG. Yeah, the cheapest Les Paul. This is a Studio Wine Red. That's open box too. Let me see if I can find one that's brand new. These all seem to be open box, except for this one. This is the cheapest Les Paul at $1,500, which is insane. If I look at like PRS guitars, I think the cheapest PRS is around the $500 range, if I remember correctly. They're much more reasonable. Man, I'm gonna adjust the camera real quick. There we go. Yeah, I forgot that PRS also sells like a bunch of accessories and stuff like that. Let's go to a guitar. Guitar cases now. Okay, this is the cheapest Les Paul, right? $500. I hit it. Yeah, so that's the cheapest PRS. I think I said Les Paul. That's the cheapest PRS. Let me see, the Les Paul I'm looking at is not one of the definitely not one of the cheap ones, but not one of the like $1,500 Les PRS. My gosh, bunch of names with a Paul in it. These are all like the SE line, and I think the one I'm looking at is like in the $1,000 range. I've only been looking at it for just a little while. Yeah, here it is, $1,500. This is the they call it peacock blue on here, but yeah, it's piezo and electric. Looks really good. See if I can get this right. Yeah, it's this one right here. Yeah, it's under the custom 24, which is the one I have. This is just not the SE line. It's a really good looking guitar. And this has got the this is the Cobalt Smoke Burst. If you can get one that looks a little bit darker, it looks even better, I think. Yeah, so let's look at the pickups on that one. PRS 8515 humbucker in the neck, and PRS 8515 humbucker in the bridge. LR Bags piezo also in the bridge. One volume, one tone, and one piezo blend. 5-way blade switch, 3-way piezo switch, and being a $5,000 guitar, it comes with a hard shell case. I know that may be hard to believe, but yeah, it comes with a hard shell, which it should. I honestly believe it should. Yeah, so it comes with PRS locking tuners. It's just a great looking guitar overall. But that is a one day in the future. So yeah, I'm just trying to go through and show off some of the kind of relatively new stuff from Sweetwater, at least what's on here now. Honestly, Squires look really good. Just a basic Squire looks and plays good. It plays like any other Fender I've played. Uh, I wouldn't recommend skimping on Squires. Get one of the nicer Squires, but yeah, I mean they play great. I know they get a lot of hate because they're supposed to be beginners guitars, but they actually are great. I love them. This is a brand that I follow on Instagram that I love the looks of their guitars, especially the Estelle guitars, which I think I'm still under bass. But let me find Just Sire. Yeah, just the Estelle guitars look really good. Yeah, this is the one I'm thinking about. One day, because it's Strat style, but for $650, way less than you pay for any kind of American made Strat. Alnico 5 pickups, 2-point trim, full size pots, mechanical switch, flame maple cap, not just a veneer. I believe locking tuners, looks like. Yeah, those look like locking tuners to me. Oh, yeah. You can barely see any kind of winding around the tuning machines. Yeah, that's locking tuners. So, I mean, it's spec'd out. Honestly, I might get the blue. The blue looks really good. But yeah, that's kind of the new stuff in the bass area. I think Sweetwater, it was kind of recent when they started carrying Sire stuff, I think. Studio and recording. I think they've had that for a while. Yeah, let's see what kind of deals they've got. Okay, some Taylors, BC Rich, Alvarez. I love Alvarez. Man, I have one, and it's sitting in my studio right now. It's an acoustic. It's over there on that wall, and I love that thing. Some keyboard stands, mixers, Line 6, HX Stomp, floor processor. So that's a processor. A 2 preamplifier, which is really nice. Rack mount too. Yeah. Now a 2-pack of Gator mic stands for $125. That's pretty good. Fee drums, clarinets, stuff like that. Now I could go on and on with the deals section in Sweetwater, but I can't, or I'd be broke. So let's see. Large diaphragm modeling microphone. That's pretty nice. Drum mics, a drum mic kit. Now this is a Fender Mustang GTX 100. It's a 1x12 100 watt combo amp. That thing is amazing. Yeah, PDP double bass pedal. Now I have this keyboard. It's sitting right behind me. You can barely see it right there, and I love it. It's fully weighted, 88 keys, so standard size keys, and it's super simple too. It's got like, I can't remember. It's like 10 presets. Let's see, 12 presets. It's got 12 presets. That's all. It's not like a synth that has like 150 or something like that. But and then you have your basic volume, metronome, and you can loop stuff, and chorus, reverb, modulation, and you can also do layer stuff, all kinds of cool stuff. And yes, I mean, still $519, but just the piano is not near that. Yeah, sold separately is $379. I really do like fully weighted keys when it comes to a keyboard. It's almost like it's hard to play if you don't. Now I have this Akai MPK Mini. It's sitting on my desk, and the keys are like semi-weighted, I think, and it's fine. But the keys are also like mini keys or something like that. I think I'm scrolling on the same page. Yeah, so there's some pretty good stuff on sale. I do kind of want this JBL party box. Not that I'm going to be doing a lot of partying or anything like that, but they're huge and they connect to the JBL charge speakers, which I have right here in my desk. A Charge 5, which sounds great. I love that sound. Got to charge it, but since it can connect to the different speakers and stuff, then it's kind of like I kind of want it, but $549 I could put towards like a guitar or something like that to make music. Like a mini JBL PA system, more drum mics, 25 key controller. Oh, there we go. My computer lagged. Now this is a really good setup if you want to start like podcasts and stuff like that. This is a Shure SM7B. It's a dynamic mic, which is like what I'm using right now. But it comes with a stand, the mic itself, and a cable. So all you need to get started, of course, that's $500 per person. Depending on how many people you need for the podcast, which like the Everlasting Dominion podcast sound check. There's 4 people on there, 5 if we have a guest star or somebody like that, and that's a lot of money for us. Maybe one day in the distant future, but not not right now. So we're seeing some cases, some pedals, keyboards, stuff like that, more strings. Which I know you've heard this before, but if you ever need strings, I highly recommend D'Addario NYXL strings. It's hard to beat them. Some pretty interesting stuff. The new DWE electronic acoustic drum kit. It's pretty cool. It's just like really expensive, and I'm perfectly content with the Alesis Nitro Max I have. A couple an Acoustasonic up here. The Zildjian, the new Zildjian E kit. Which, I haven't played one of those. I want to. I want to try it. I just maybe someday when I go to Guitar Center again. Now, I'm gonna say when it comes to road worn guitars, Charvel makes a really good road worn guitar. That looks like it's been out in a barn for like 50 years. If you like that style, but I like it to an extent. It may not be my favorite. Yeah, this right here, this Wuhan 18-inch China. I have this exact cymbal, and it is awesome. I love it. So I found mine used at a local pawn shop. Picked it up for like $20. And it looked brand new. But yeah, so there's some pretty interesting stuff on the not the used, but the deals section of Sweetwater. So if you see anything interesting, just definitely check out Sweetwater. Best customer service I've ever seen. I do kind of want a like a tube head, which let's see. The amp I'm looking for, like the next big amp. I'm thinking about getting this one right here. This is the PRS Archon 50. It's 50-watt tube head, and I mean it sounds amazing. It's got a lead amp, and like I said, it's a tube amp, and tube amps. A 50-watt tube amp is plenty of power. I'm thinking about pairing that with an EVH cabinet. Specifically thinking about the EVH 5150 series, going for that 4x12 cabinet. Stuff is expensive though. So yeah. That's for when I get my like own professional studio. But yeah, so Sweetwater's got some good stuff. Go check it out. There's some cool stuff coming out this year, and hopefully I'll do a live stream soon with some more stuff like this. So hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna end the stream now. I will see y'all next time.